Good morning, viewers, and welcome to our morning live program today on ACNN, your trusted platform for timely discussions on church news, biblical teachings, and the societal issues shaping our world. Join us as we bring faith and current affairs together, offering insightful conversations, inspiring perspectives, and practical guidance for everyday living. This is Today on ACNN, informing, inspiring, and impacting lives. Please stay with us. Nigeria wakes up to another busy news day with developments in politics, the economy, and digital space. First, the presidency is facing fresh scrutiny following the arrest of the father of Adeyemi by the police, a development that has generated political reactions and raised questions over the circumstances surrounding the case. As investigations continue, many Nigerians are watching closely for transparency and accountability. And on the economic front, petroleum marketers are warning that petrol could rise to 800 naira per litre if current market realities persist. The marketers are also calling on the federal government to grant more import licensing, arguing that increased competition and easier access to imports will help stabilize fuel supply and pricing. And meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has ordered a probe into the operations of Meta, Google, and other artificial intelligence platforms operating in Nigeria. The investigation is expected to examine issues ranging from data protection and digital competition to tax compliance and the growing influence of AI technologies on the country's digital economy. So these are some of the major stories shaping conversation across Nigeria this morning, and we'll be discussing some of them in the course of our morning program today. I am your anchor for today, and to make this interesting, I have my co-anchors with me. Let me start with you. Let me
Yeah,
give
good
it to you
morning,
this morning.
viewers. My name is Somtochiko Lokiza, and it's beautiful to be anchoring the show with you this morning, Rachel.
Thank you so much. Same here.
And of course, I am Rebecca Julius, and welcome to Today on ACNN. Stay tuned with us.
Good morning, Rebecca. Good
Morning,
morning,
Rachel.
Samto. So, viewers, remember you can be part of this conversation by calling us through the numbers showing on your screen or via the various social media platforms showing on your screen this morning. Your thoughts and opinions are always welcome. So, sit back as we bring to you headlines from some national dailies.
All right, this morning we begin with the Guardian newspaper. I have the Guardian with me, and it says, despite gulf, local cement price nearly doubles Africa's average. We have Tinubu unveils strategy to defeat terrorists, modernize armed forces. Well, I hope that this new strategy will work. FG offers Nigeria's final evacuation. Nans gives South Africans ultimatum to leave. This one sounds like aura for aura. Okay, FG insists on fuel price slash as meeting with Dangote refinery marketers. We can get that story on page 3. And up next we have ADC accuses FG of pushing 70 million Nigerians into acute hunger. Vatican envoys Sultan meets at national mosques warn against extremism. Extremism. I beg your pardon. Niger and Plateau State have always been on the hit when it comes to terrorism, and we can get that story on page 30 of the page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. It says 10 killed, 1 injured in fresh attacks on Plateau, Niger communities. And lastly, we have Norum to take over from Elumelu as UBA chairman. Well, we say Job well done to Elumelu, and congratulations to Unoram on his new appointment. And up next is the Punch newspaper, some too.
Yeah, thank you so much. With me this morning is the Punch newspaper, and above the masthead, we have a story on page 7 that says South African crisis. Federal government extends evacuation, 270 more expected. And we have a story on page 9, just as my co anchor has earlier read, on the probing of Meta, Google, and various AI platforms. And also on page 19, 10 Kwara APC government governors aspirants protest against Abu Abdul Razak. That story we can find on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. And on page 7, we have a story that says Army vows to defeat foreign jihadists at border. And then we have the major story which have been trending for quite a while now on the fake agency scandal. And it says presidency under pressure as police arrest Adeyemi's father. And below that, we have some little kickers that says police action triggers legal backlash as NBA president and sons condemns substituted arrest. And we have a story also that says Accountant General says PFIPC received no funds. Senate absolves Akpabio. And then also senators meet today insist 1.3 billion naira controversial allocation from executive, not National Assembly. And lastly, what we have to take this morning is a picture story that shows us Shatima, Obasanjo, and Gowon, alongside others, celebrate Army Day. And I wonder where the commander in chief himself is in absence of
I
that
think that someone
celebration.
raised that question, was it yesterday? Where
It
is
is.
our president?
Where's the commander in chief? All right, thank you, Rachel.
Okay, we'll be taking the Vanguard newspaper and I'll take it from the top. Angote major marketers cut petrol depot prices as federal government mounts pressure. That story is on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. And still above the masthead, mile 2, Apapa Highway gridlock. Police, LASMA, FRSC, others helpless. Story on page 7. And we have this on page 8. Fourth Latif Akande Memorial Lecture holds in Lagos, July 23. And I think both Somto and Rebecca took the story on Elumelu's retirement while someone steps in. The story is on page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper. And we have this beautiful picture of our Mama di Yalakara, the president's wife, encouraging people to have gardens in their houses, home gardening. She said, First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, harvesting vegetables mid-year from her garden at the State House, Abuja, where she encouraged Nigerians to sustain home gardening as a source of food for the immediate family. This she said yesterday. I don't know if Rebecca, you have that at the back of
Just
your
like
house,
I
the
hope she's
garden.
the one taking care of the garden herself.
I don't know about that, but do you have a garden in your
I
house
do.
for the immediate something like
Yeah,
a
I do.
pepper,
Especially,
tomato?
this is a
Yeah,
rainy season. Yes, we
yeah.
are encouraged to have gardens where you can, quickly get your
There's green,
vegetables.
yes,
Yes, you don't have to
vegetables.
go. You don't have to buy everything. If you are buying Maggi and salt, at least you shouldn't buy vegetables. You can plant okra. You can plant vegetables. You can plant ugu at your backyard instead of planting flowers.
Okay, so to please take a cue from this. Get a garden in your house and get this necessity. They're just basic necessities. You don't need to go to the market
Mm-hmm.
to get. All right, below this picture, police arrest PFIPC DJ's dad, family friend in Ogbomoso. This is one controversial story that has been going rounds the country. We'll talk a bit on it. And the kicker says it's outside my jurisdiction or your police. says FCID. Force headquarters, Abuja, affected arrest. Residents confirm arrest. PFIPC has no CBN account. This is coming from OAGF as they clarify this. And also alleged anti-media practices. Federal government orders FCCPC to probe X, Meta, and AI firms. The story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. And below the masthead, the bottom strip stories on page 6. 32 die, 26 injured in Kwara Ogun Ogi crashes. May their souls rest in peace. And on page 8, federal government has cut import tariffs to 5% for used vehicles and 10% for new. This is coming from Adeni. And the last story here says Japa crisis, fix healthcare or lose all doctors. Physician. This is coming from physicians, and the story is on page 10. We'll take this before we leave on Mr. and Mrs. He said, I still can't understand why men cheat. And the that is coming from the woman, and the Mr. is saying, I can't understand why women agree to be their accomplices. accomplices. Okay, that is on a lighter note this morning. Like we always encourage you, please go out there, get the papers for yourself, and get in-depth analysis, in-depth details to the stories we have before you this morning. And straight up, we'll go to some of the stories we read out in the newspapers this morning. We have this 15,000 naira per bag, despite oversupply of this product, and local cement price nearly doubles Africa's average. That is a report we are having this morning. With this outrageous price on a bag of cement, I don't know how the construction people are facing her handling is this period, and those intending to build a house in the future or are about to or taking this move on doing it. How do they go about this? A bag, and how many do you even need? Let's talk about just the foundation before you start bringing up
The building.
the building. How many will you buy to complete a house at the end of the day? Despite the oversupply, these cements are locally produced. We have the likes of Bois, we have Dangote, and the likes of them.
Sokoto cement.
Yes, and this, I don't know.
Back then in 2015, we had a bag of cement for 1,500 to
That is
1,008.
2015.
2015.
This
That's
is
10 years back.
No, this is 11 now.
At the time of Goodluck Jonathan. Also in 2020, it rose to 25 to 2,800. In 2021, it rose to 3,300 to 3,500. 2022, 5,000 to 5,500. And late 2025, 7,500 to 10,000. And mid 2026.
This is just last year, from 7,500 to either
Yes.
7,500 or 10,000.
Yes,
And
7,500
here we are.
to 10,000.
And I hear some also sell up to 20,000.
Yes.
Yes, I heard it.
And
Depending on the
yes,
area.
Depending on the
and
area.
right now we are buying for between 10,500 to 15,500.
15,000.
Most 15,000, some 20,000. If you buy from probably, just as we buy fuel in filling station and also black market,
Yeah.
the price is very. So
Just like
if,
from wholesalers and
yeah,
retailers.
so if you buy from a wholesaler, you might probably get around
It's
that
a
range
discount.
of
15,000.
15,000. Yes, which is probably the average price. But if you go ahead to buy from someone
Retailer.
that buys from a
to
wholesaler
resell.
to resell, you might now get within the range of that 18,000 to 20,000. And then you now begin to wonder how that is why back then you would see that even not to give an excuse, but our fathers had it more easier to build, no
Yeah.
matter how little it is. because back then you even be hearing how much is block, how much is one block. It was as cheap as 80 naira, 100 naira, you understand? And a bag of cement then was barely
Was
2,000.
Very
affordable.
affordable.
Very, very affordable. But right now it's on the rise, and when I did some reading on it, I discovered that even our neighboring countries that Dangote supply to actually get it way cheaper.
Yeah,
Cheaper.
and I'm just
I'm
wondering
yet to
why.
understand why they get it way cheaper than we in Nigeria.
When
And
we are
over
supposed to be
yeah,
enjoying the advantage,
and over here they
comparative
said
It's the
advantage,
same thing with electricity. The countries we supply,
yeah,
they
we
get
supply
it
the
at a
steady
lower rate.
electricity,
steady
not just
electricity,
lower, it's
steady
Steady.
steady
electricity
electricity.
than
So
us who
over
supply
over here
to them.
they tend to put it on issues, some few issues that they say surround the reason for the cost of the cement is the inflation in the economy,
Okay.
and also the cost of transportation, the cost of diesel in production. You know, this refinery is actually run on power. You need them constantly running, and considering the fact that the prices of the diesel, which primarily cuts across and affects everything, is not even cheap. So it's also part of the cost to transport it from this place to this place, in as much as some of these trucks even now operate on CNG. But regardless of it, most of them still run on still the same diesel. So the high cost of transportation, and then also the economy is also not you when the inflation is already making things to keep skyrocketing,
Going
things
up
keep
every
going up,
day.
things keep going up. So I it's really sad considering that we have these things here, and that is why people had an issue when the market seemed to be as though it was monopolized then by
Wait, few hands.
yeah, but the major stakeholder right now we have in cement production is the Dangote.
Dangote, the
And but
Boa
aside
company.
Dangote, we also have the Boa.
Boa.
And before then, before the Boa, we had companies that there was this company that was called the Elephant. I don't know if you remember something something elephant on the bag. You see an elephant is being drawn on that bag, and also we had the likes of eBay then. So the market was quite competitive. But right now it's not.
You know what
It's
monopoly can do?
yes, monopoly.
Where
Yeah,
you're the only one.
yeah. So right
You
now
have price control and all that.
the major cement factories that we have in the nation right now is just Dangote and Bois. But you get to think of these things are actually being dug out from the ground. The minerals that are necessary to produce this cement is being made here in Nigeria. The
You have the raw
refineries
materials.
are also here. At least you don't have to give an excuse that you're importing the crude.
You have
Just
all
as how
materials
we are saying we
here.
are importing crude and that is why it is expensive. We have the raw materials here. So why is it still very
Very, very.
expensive? That is why if a man chooses, you realize that a bungalow that was erected in 2015, probably 5 room, that might have costed at most 10 million. Right now, it is going to cost you
Double the price.
not
Not more.
double, at
Not
least
more.
50 million.
You know, you will struggle to buy a land, and
let's
getting
even
the
let's
land
even leave.
now
Let's
is
imagine you
is
have the
something
land as
else.
an inheritance
Okay.
just to erect a structure.
Structure.
The same thing someone erected in 2015 that probably costed him 10 million naira. If you are to do that same thing now, I doubt
know
if you
how
will
much
spend
you'll be
anything less
gulping
than
out.
50 million naira.
And you know when you were giving the breakdown year by
Yep,
year, you find out that there's this consistent rise. We've never had any drop.
Yeah.
It has been on the increase. So this is
You
2026
Rebecca,
already, and we are
they say
halfway
in Nigeria,
to this place, it's a 500%
increase. So
500%.
you can imagine what is
whenever
going to
something
happen
goes
in
up,
years to come.
I said
very
500,
hard,
900%.
very hard
900%.
to come down. Like we're talking about fuel now.
Yeah.
As it stands, okay, we should be getting it less than what we have on ground. I saw this morning it's being sold at 1,100 and something there, whereas we should be getting it less than it is now. But this is a struggle that persists every time. Whenever things goes up, it's very difficult
Not to come down.
before it comes down. We talk of transportation, all the likes. It's very hard for them. But the moment you hear something goes up, they are even
It never comes
very
down.
very fast. Before you know it, before the break of day is already up. I don't know why this mental is it a mentality with Nigeria
You
that
know, some people are cashing out, and that's the reason why they will never want it to come down. No matter how bad the economy is, there are people who might still be benefiting from it.
from it.
And talking about this issue of cement, if you check the let me say the statistics of falling buildings and collapsed buildings and all that, because when we are talking about cement is just one of the things that we need in when you talk about building. You might need rods, you might need gravels and the rest of them. You will need workmanship. You need to pay both human and material resources. You need them to be on ground for you to be able to erect a building. So if we are talking about just cement, you are buying just cement per bag, you are buying it for 12,000. How about other
15,000.
15,000? How about other things that you also need to put a building? So you can see why the reason why some contractors will always go on substandard, because they want to cut costs, and then
At the
detriment of the
people's
lives of the people. That's why everywhere you see collapsed buildings here and there. And then talking about the issue of increase in house rents and all that. Even people who have built their house 10, 20 years back, they want to use the current fuel,
Yeah.
cement price
Right.
to when they are billing their tenants. So the whole thing still falls back to the common man. We are
Just-
always at the receiving end.
just hope
There's an argument,
we'll,
right?
we'll have to yes we'll have to move on to other stories. Like I read in my introduction, I know this is a controversy that has been going on in the country on the fake agency, Mr. Is it Adeyemi
Yeah.
parading himself as the PG of an organization, and it's a battle between the federal government and himself. I think I saw a video yesterday when he was saying the Miller asked him for about is it 12 point how many
Yeah, billion.
billion, and it's because of that. And I feel this arrest is unwarranted since the case is in court. Allowed the court to handle this. Why arrest his father? Is it his father that committed the crime? If it is, at the end of the day, why not allow justice prevail? Why arrest I wouldn't say okay, an innocent man and a friend of the family who went to visit? Is this called for?
I think it's unnecessary. They
But
want to use them as bait
let me
to
start
get
with
at it. What
Rebecca.
exactly?
Mhm.
I think that's what they are trying to do. They are trying to use him as
It is not that
use his but
he's
this is an aged
wanted,
man.
he's not found. Okay, that
Yes.
is why
So
you
what's
go
the
for
what's
his
it's
father.
not justifiable. It's not justifiable. Arresting the old man is not justifiable, because I don't think the old man is an accomplice to whatever that was
And with all the
committed.
videos on ground, okay, since the case is in court now, because
Let them
every
allow the
finger
court
is
to do their
just pointing. This
investigations.
this thing is on ground. With all the people involved, you see them on a daily basis holding meetings and stuff. And here we are again. So your take, please, Subdu.
We've had this conversation
And
from
it's still
from
going.
last
I think
week,
it's going to
and
be on
then we
till
also had
The
it
story
yesterday.
it
continues.
Yeah,
continues.
it continues, but like we would always say, Nigeria, it's a country where things are not working, and one of the things that don't work in Nigeria is our constitution, our laws. They, it's as though it is written for a certain group of people, and then another set of people are living solely on other different laws entirely. Like the question we've asked rightly, what is the implication that has warranted the arrest
Of the father
of
and the family.
the father? It's more like you know, the picture is clear. We know what obviously it is they are trying to do, but these are things that shouldn't be obtainable in a civilized country, in a civilized world. And I believe he probably would be an advanced man. I really don't have the details of what his age might be at the moment. And also arresting the friend that probably came to visit. The arrest that was made, it was it on what ground exactly? And what does the constitution say about arresting someone that you have not been proven to be guilty? There
Guilty.
is a limited number of hours that you can hold
Keep him
on
in
to the
custody.
person. So, but Nigeria obviously doesn't obey their own laws. So, but let's watch and see if within that, I think it's 48 hours, within 48 hours, let's see if we are going to hear of the release of the
The father.
father, or he is still going to be held. I think they probably would want to use the father to tie the hand of the man. What it's Nigeria.
Probably there are more
No
But why
one.
confessions
go
he
through
needs to
that
make.
means? Why go through that
That
means
is
when
the
you
thing.
have the case already in
it's
court?
it's the country we find ourselves in. It's the country we find ourselves in, a country that really do not respect. It's not as though the constitutions are not and the laws are not functioning. They are functioning, but they are limited to the people that it can function on. There are some people that lives above the law.
Above the
The
law.
people now that he has implicated the chief of staff of the president. Still yet, we have not heard any investigation going on in that regard. It's as though the chief of staff
And you know, people are
is
calling for an
inevitable.
independent investigation. But this one that
Even
sits
if
between the federal government and this
exactly,
sole
yes,
person.
even if we won't get an independent investigation, but at least can we also hear that an investigation is also ongoing as against, let's even see that the EFCC has arrested the chief of staff or invited him for questioning.
Yeah.
Let's even see that he has been reprimanded by the DSS or he has been reprimanded by the police, but nothing of such is being done.
He's still moving freely.
He's still carrying out his duty as the chief of staff of the president in Aso Rock. Meanwhile, another man that happens to be the father of who is in the middle of all of this is now being held in custody. Meanwhile, another person that has been solely implicated has not even been called in for questioning. So it's the sad thing we find in our country. It's just the reality of it. The laws are not functioning. So a man can decide to wake up tomorrow and say, this is what should be done, this is how it should be. And the people that are meant to defend the law, that are meant to interpret it, would with wholeheartedness agree and fail in their responsibility and in the oaths they have sworn to defend the constitution and the law of the country. That's just the
Mine
sound
is
of
in
it.
all of this. There should be transparency in the
There is nothing
investigation.
transparent
They
about
should.
Nigerians' investigation. Nothing
That
is
should.
transparent.
We are just pleading, yes, so that whatever it is, let it be. We get it done and face
It's the only way. The only
other
way.
problems ahead of us.
The only way, yeah, an investigation can be transparent is if you are the one against the government. The moment you're against the government, they would do everything. It will be very, very transparent. But the moment you are with the government, and what I'm trying to say now is, if peradventure,
When it comes to them, can be
yes, it can
manipulated
be
and
manipulated. If peradventure there is a way the chief of staff is actually being investigated, implicated in this thing, how transparent do you?
Even the
Because it
president
can
will
be
be implicated
transparent.
too.
Because the president
Because he's chief of
he's
staff.
his chief of staff by right, by order. This administration is that's why we were saying yesterday that in every sane country that works, one of the first things we were supposed to have heard within 48 hours of this scandal is the
the arrest
resignation of the chief
chief
of staff.
staff.
That is what
A
every
sane
sane
country.
country do. They do that, one, to protect the image of the president, to protect his administration, because things like this in a sane country can be moved as for impeachment, as incompetence and inaccountability on the side of the administration. But it's over how many
You know,
days
there's so
now, and
much
nothing is
that
So
happening.
is
since
yet to
since,
be
since the
unfolded.
case is in court, but
What
this
court?
recent development, I wasn't expecting it to come up, the rearrest of the father and the family friend. Let's see how things. Let's see how things
if you
unfold.
believe we still have an independent court in Nigeria, then I think you just came into the country. You have not been here.
Someone
We
said
hope to
If you
have. We
if you
hope to
if you
have
believe
it.
that as against the government,
Mm.
the court is independent, then I think you just came into the country. You were probably
outside.
somewhere and
And
you
this is
just
not
came
how,
in.
what should happen
This
in,
should
in,
not
in, in
be
it
how
shouldn't
it
it happen
you
in a
as a
sane
civilian
country, yeah.
should be able to sue the government, and right justice should be given to, regardless of who the president is.
All right,
It's
let's
complicated. Someone
we
said
need to move
if they
on.
explain this country to you and you
You
understand it.
can't sue
Honestly,
the
we
You
don't know
won't.
government.
anything.
You'll
We
be
don't know anything.
confused. Okay, we have the story on Tinubu. President Bola Tinubu has ordered a probe into the operations of Meta, Google, and other artificial intelligence platform operating in Nigeria. The investigation is expected to examine issues ranging from protection and digital competition to tax compliance and the growing influence of AI technologies on the country's digital economy. Like we see is like there is a discrepancy in this the media
Yeah.
yes platforms we see, social medias, what comes up. I know there was a time when what's his name now, the former chief of staff to the no Lai Mohammed. There was a time they had to ban Nigerians from, is it Twitter now?
Yeah.
Yes, to the use of Twitter and
Yeah.
this informations that comes off. My question is probing these platforms, how effective is going to be. This is someone who has like the Meta. We have the likes of Facebook, we have WhatsApp, and we have Instagram, TikTok together. We have Google, we have the likes of AI platforms coming up. How are they going to achieve this in all of this? I'll start with you, Somto.
I think a petition was made against them
Mm.
by the Nigerian major media house, which comprises of the Nigeria Union of Journalists. We have the broadcasting organizations of Nigeria. It is not as though there is something in particular that you would say has been done. I think the people,
And I hear it's
yes,
like they favor some countries and to other countries when you see informations of some informations of other countries can pop up while Nigeria's own are being
yeah,
yes,
you know that is
Like
why
they are showing some kind of
some kind of
bias.
bias,
that is
yeah.
why he has instructed the FCCPC, which is the Consumer Protection Agency organization, to run this investigation to know if, for a fact, something has been broken. Because for all of these companies to be licensed to operate in in your nation as a sovereign nation, you there's usually more like an agreement. It's yes, because there were often times where the US Congress had to call in Meta, had to call in Google, had to call in TikTok, some of all these online social media for some questioning. Yeah, just as it's showing on the screen, because they felt like they were not helping their youths to grow. The content that they were receiving, the kind of content you were giving to them. These things
There
works.
should be kind
This
of
thing,
control.
yeah, this thing works per region. So what someone in this region is seeing should be, it's quite different from what, that is why you see that if you go on TikTok, you realize that it is majorly the content creators within your region that pops up on your timeline. You understand why over so it is based on region. So
Region.
there was a petition. They felt like you guys they felt like, because at that time it was as though the suicidal rates in the US was high, and they felt like this was due to the wrong influence of
These
of
media
these media
platforms.
platforms and also these AI platforms. And so they petitioned them, and then they came in defense to defend that this is not what the when you see that someone is depressed, they it's as though they tend to now give you more things that will make you feel
More
depressed,
depressed.
and you understand. So I feel like that is what there's now a bridge of agreement by this institution. So probably that is, I believe, that is the reason why they have been petitioned, and this petition was submitted to the president, and the president have now issued, okay, an investigation, probe this thing and see if it is true. And in most cases, if it turns out to be true, then these companies will have to pay very, very heavily.
Let's take it
Yeah,
from this
they'll have to.
angle, Somto.
Yeah.
2027 is around the corner. Is it that there are some things, some informations where we don't want the outside world to get to hear where how we portray, how they take us, how we portray us outside of this country, maybe to paint a good picture of us out there?
There was that um period when we had the NSAS movement.
Mhm.
If you noticed, there was a time anything that was uploaded about the NSAS
Mhm.
was taken down by Facebook, by Meta, Facebook and Instagram, and that was allegedly by the instruction of the federal government, because they felt like it was open, the entire world was seeing, and they needed
Those
to
whatever it
Have some
is
control.
happening.
yeah, some control and some loopholes to it. And so therefore they instructed, I think it was more like they had to instruct Facebook, and then Facebook, for anyone that posted anything that went live on that, it wasn't saved. Facebook was just taking so many of those contents down. So just as she said now, it's the US have a congressman in US, I can't remember his name now, have said that the US will be closely monitoring our election come 2027. And we know the power that the internet have. We know that in the twinkling of an eye, it is
It goes
everywhere.
viral.
And it could also be that they would want to limit the things happening to just be within our space and not letting it go out there,
Wow.
because the
How
NSAS,
possible? How possible? will that be?
it's quite it's going to be very possible, because they said
But what
after
exactly
God,
are you trying to hide? If you are doing the right thing, there's no need
You don't
hiding
need
anything.
that's the essence of the reason why it is called the social media, is so it can get to the ends of the earth, the
The end
world.
of the
No
world.
matter where you are, you should be
Have
able
access to
to
it.
see it as it's happening there live.
Mhm.
You are seeing it there, and a whole lot of things are really going on underground for this 2027 election. This current administration is hell bent on returning back into office. So anything exactly, and they feel like the media is going to be one tool in which the youths
It's not just
are
going to be, it
it
is.
is a tool.
It's already happening.
It's the tool
It's
in
powerful.
which the youths are going to use to make the world see
it
what the
as it is.
government is doing. Because this issue of fake agency now, the funny thing is, when we're talking about it on a Friday, and I was telling the venerable we had as a guest that I can imagine this thing coming up probably in China, in Germany, in Brazil, and they are going to look at Nigeria as a laughing stock. That how can you have
An
a look,
agency.
yes, in
And
your
you're not aware.
administration
that has
And
been
then-
operating
and-
for how
and then-
many years?
And then he said that he that is in Nigeria got the message from someone that was in the UK.
Okay.
Can imagine.
So it was someone
You
from
see
UK
how
that
the news,
forwarded.
the news
So
fly.
you understand that they're also trying to see how they can reduce the
Cover their
extent
dirty linens.
in
I
which
think that's the word.
our information reaches out to people out there. Since now the US and some other countries not just the US, the UK most especially has always monitored the Nigeria election. That is why you observe that once it's getting close to the election, every presidential candidate or major presidential candidate must go to Chatham House to speak. And Chatham House is, so they are also a major stakeholders they are also one major key observers in our election. And right now the US is interested, and we know how Trump has been on the back of our government. And so if that is the case, then trust me, they're willing to do anything. Buhari in his time banned Twitter, the then Twitter, but Nigeria still found their way of accessing it with IP
They're
address.
always
You understand?
yeah.
So that we don't know what is happening, but for now, no wrongdoing has been found with these
So we'll
platforms.
see how
Let's
this
we'll
turn
get to
out.
see
We'll
how
see the end
how
of it.
yeah how it goes.
Okay, viewers, thank you for your time with us so far. Numbers you can call in, share your thoughts, and be part of the discussions in the studio. We'll take a breather. When we come back, we'll go to the trending stories for the day. Please stay tuned. So the video you just watched is after the release of the eight Okigwe 8. That is how it's been tagged. Freed, kidnapped Scripture Union delegates, like they always rightly call them, the SEOs, as they pray and sing praises to God. The Okigwe 8 are the eight members of the Scripture Unions Nigeria who were abducted on the 14th of June 2026 while returning from the organization's national conference at Camp of Faith in Okigwe, Imo State. They were kidnapped along the Imo Anambra boundary and spent 22 days in captivity before regaining their freedom. 22 days. It's worth praising and
Yeah.
thanking God. When I watched the video, I saw a comment by someone. Now every time when I go they pray,
I
you
think I
never
saw
do,
that
yeah, you
comment too.
never do that. Someone who stayed in the den of terrorists, kidnappers,
Demons.
bandits. Yes,
Den of
that
demons.
is one beautiful word to describe them. 22 days, and coming out. What do you expect them to do? Yesterday, I saw a video of I don't know where now kidnapped victims. They are released, bringing them out from the vehicle. They can't
Even walk.
even walk.
Some of them were being
They
carried.
were being carried, Rebecca. So what do you expect these people to do rather than praising?
If not to thank God, what else? Like what else? The person who gave that comment, I don't know.
We still have the likes of the or your teachers and students in Borno State. We have them in Kaduna State. We
You know
have
there
them
are
still there.
many who get kidnapped like this. Some of them die without returning.
Some even after
So
paying the
some
ransom.
even yes, some even after the ransom has been paid, the kidnappers will still waste them. So that the fact that you've been kidnapped and God gave you a second chance, because
It
permit me to
is.
put it that way, this is a second chance. God gave them. What else can they do if not to thank God, if not to praise God? We congratulate them and we thank God for bringing them back home safely. This
And
is a miracle.
it
I
is.
must tell you, this is a miracle.
It is. If you go there, I know of a bishop who and his wife some years back were kidnapped. If they sit with you and narrate their encounter with these said bandits, you will weep for them. We see of these children that were kidnapped in Oyo State, the havoc that is being meted on them, the torture, the way they've been tortured. We don't even know their conditions. We don't know how they are feeding. They are in this season that we are in now. We don't know
I think
where they are being sheltered. Rebecca.
I watched one narrative of a kidnapped victim who miraculously came back, and the person was giving his narrative of their experiences. The person said they are only fed once in a
In a day.
day,
And with
and
corn. Is
is
it a corn or
guinea
guinea
corn.
corn?
Guinea corn. You know what guinea corn
Mm.
is? They have been fed with guinea corn, and they take it once
In a
in a
day.
day. Some of them said they bathe like once in a week, and the kidnappers will take them to the nearby river and they will be bathing under supervision with at gunpoints everywhere, and they will be bathing. Some of the female victims, we have heard of what many of them go through, assault and all that. So the trauma alone is something else that God has brought you back again is worth thanking God for. And permit me to say that person who gave that comment, I don't think he even knows what he is saying. Now, it's that prayer that kept them
Nigeria
from,
should
and it's
not
a prayer
happen.
of
Nigeria should not happen to that person.
people that have been praying for them and their own prayers while they were the kidnapper. That's what helped them and brought them out. So it's worth
Okay,
thanking God for.
Assumpta, before I get your thoughts on this, we have this story while someone is over there praising God and thanking God, praying for their release. We have the story Olodo uprising generation. Why didn't he pay for my offering first? Let's take a look at this video because when I watched, I could only laugh at her comment. Please
Really laughing.
take a look at this video. The only thing I can do is just bury my head in shame because I shame for her. Somto.
My gender.
How will you pay? Pay for my offering.
Why are you
How does it sound? No, how does it sound in a reasonable person's ear? Paying for your offering. Not okay, he didn't pay for my drink. He didn't pay for my transportation in church.
It's your gender.
Pay for your
Which one is my gender? Don't bring this up this
That
morning.
lady is in her own world.
She's in her
Come
own
to
world.
answer the question.
It's your gender.
It's
now.
not any gender.
Let's assume you are the one.
We're going. Let me look at these things from two different angles.
So okay, maybe before you take this up,
Eh.
offering. Can you tell us?
Okay, that's why I said
Pay it for my offering.
let's look at it from two different angles. Let me start from the fact that the kind of children, ladies.
No, maybe you
hold
tell
on.
us what
Hold.
offering is first.
Okay.
Eh,
I want. That's why I want to. I want to
Okay.
start from here.
Okay.
I want to start from here. Becoming too entitled. Too entitled in the sense of they believe that a man is a means to an end. So you come to the society, you see,
offering.
you expect everything. You expect everything from a man. He gives you transport, he gives you this, he gives you that. And as if care is not taken, we're gradually moving into that generation where a woman is if proper upbringing. And so when it has now gotten to that point,
like 100%
it has now
dependable
gotten
on
to
a
that
man.
point when it was just transport. It was, why will you invite somebody and you will not give her transport?
Transport.
When it was take me out on a date, we didn't
you
see
pay for the-
anything. Everybody, when it was my hair, I have headache, I want to smile. Give me money for smiling. You understand? We were okay with it, and now it has now graduated.
This is the height of it.
With this, are you sure this is actually the height of it?
We've
Because
not- no,
we have
we've not
not
seen
even
it
seen
all.
the height.
We've
We
not
thought
seen
we
it
had
all.
seen the height of it, but now we have now heard you did not even. She did not say you did not give me offering. She said you did not pay for my. Then you will now wonder what she thinks happens in a church. Why will you even think you pay? It's like, are you paying God? So it's now a mindset, something you give offering. That's if you did not even pay for. So this kind of person that can request for an offering, imagine she's in a relationship with. Imagine what she cannot ask for.
I'm imagining what
No,
her
just-
boyfriend is going through.
Imagine.
Go ahead.
No, Rachel, a woman
Okay.
that will ask a stranger for an offering. Imagine she's now in a relationship with that person. What do you think she will not ask for?
She will turn her boyfriend to
She
an
will
ATM
ask
machine.
for everything if she can demand for an off. So did you come to church with I really don't understand the generation
Mine is
that
okay. Just
that
seeing
we-
that
that we have
person.
been-
Entitlement mentality.
Just seeing
Just
that
like
person
you
for
said.
the
Yes.
first time,
and now you're asking
and
for
he was in church.
offering.
You already know that this guy is looking at you. Okay, what mind did you go to that church with?
And say he was going to. So imagine she's now a wife. Imagine she is a mother. Imagine the level of pressure. So when we are talking about men committing suicide, it's
The
not
kind of
far-fetched.
pressure
The
that
kind
is
of
being
pressure.
mounted
Let's
on
not
them.
even
I saw
talk about.
I
Let's
saw
not even
a
talk
video
about
of
the wedding.
a man who I think is in a court. This magistrate court. He took the wife. He was filing for a
divorce.
divorce. What happened? The wife, the daughter was sick. He had to go out to borrow money to take his daughter to the hospital. They needed just 24,000 naira. It was when he took his daughter to the hospital and the wife knew that he doesn't have money. The previous day, he gave her money for foodstuff. That means he has nothing with him. It was at that point he realized, he noticed the wife had up to 600,000 naira.
Can you imagine?
I think
600,000 naira in her. What if this child
Died.
died?
eventually.
I think that should actually be it's to be something that we should talk about on the show. But Let
No, I don't
if
like this.
you understand if a woman now, someone like this can hoard her,
Such an amount
Amount
her
of money.
finance at the detriment
of her child.
of her child's life, then imagine someone like this, what it will cost for you to get married to her. The kind of wedding she's going to request for. If she can ask you for an offering in church, imagine the kind of hall, the kind of wedding gown.
The
If you
pressure.
cannot meet up, imagine the pressure to just
Meet up with her
to her
demands.
just to marry. You know, women they feel like, it's my wedding day, therefore I must wear the best of the best. I must use the best of the DJs. I must use the best of the halls, the best of the decoration, and then you now marry her. The pressure. So you ask, you
so
ask
but
yourself,
the question even
is
is,
she not coming
I
from
is she
a home?
even is she even supposed to demand? I know, okay, children they ask for offerings while going to church from their parents and stuff like that.
Because they
this
feel
is
they
an
need
offering. This is something that should
an
come
adult.
from
And you know the funny
Yeah.
thing, she's bold enough to set
say
ring
it.
lights and place
Put
the
it on the
phone
social media.
and came up to
let the whole
please,
world
can
listen.
give
Okay,
me,
now so
let the director
Rebecca,
please give me the
this
caption.
so
What was
so
the
many of our
caption of-
young girls,
What's the caption?
rising.
Generation.
So many of our young girls must have watched this video. What do you think will be going into their minds?
She's now a role model.
I tie this
Role
down
model
to
for
parental.
what?
I tie this
Some will
down
see
to
her as a
parental
role model.
upbringing.
Yeah.
I tie it down to parental upbringing.
Because for someone, the level of shamelessness is even something to talk about.
What if
that,
that is how? What
that
if-
is not enough that you are even coming
Somebody
on
you
the
just
social
seen
media
for the
to
first
let
time
the
in
whole
the
world
church.
see your face.
You do not
And
believe
as
that
you're
your
even
your
saying
parents
it,
is going to see
are
this
even going
video?
to watch it.
Do you know what? Do you
You
know
know?
what it means to come online? Your family members.
Billions.
Let's leave
Everybody.
the billions that are even going to see. You don't have any relationship with them.
Your close
Let's
ties,
talk about
those very close
your
to you.
family members, your relatives
Your close
that
friends,
will come and
ties.
see you say this thing. Imagine the shame.
That will be on their faces.
But what if
She
probably
doesn't have the shame looking at that the
what
kind
if
of person
probably she's
coming
coming
out
from
to say
a
whatever
home
she said.
where this probably she has seen. I'm just saying an example.
Just like you said earlier, this entitlement.
It's
mentality,
too much.
Some ladies have it to the fullest. They feel that all their bills should be paid for.
Exactly.
Like, I don't need to work
the
for
ground
anything.
the ground they step
The
on
man
should be paid for.
Was it recently the men's conference, the Susan men's conference that just held, and someone was telling me about one of the issues that were being talked about, the rate at which men are dying every day, leaving women because of the pressure
It's too
that,
much.
that is mounted on them. Is it the school fees? Is the man. When the child is sick, is the man. When there's no food in the house, is the man. Pressure from left, right, center.
much.
Everybody wants you to meet their demand. Nobody wants a no for an answer.
That is a scenario
So-
we have now playing out. They say,
So-
okay, the lady will say, my money is my money.
Our money,
Your
your money is our money.
Is,
Do you know
is our
sometimes if I
money.
even blame the men because when he has it, he wants to use the money to woo her to make her feel like okay. It's when they keep if you hardly I wish the men can actually wake up to the point that when you see things like this, do you know that
These
there
are
will be-
red flags.
do you know that there will still be a man somewhere, one another Olodo somewhere that is putting on trouser that will still key to say, come, baby girl, your skin like milk, you can't come and take offering, come and take this, come on. There are still some Olodo men that are putting on trousers that will still condone this
Go
thing,
after
and then
sex.
she will now start betting her own. Then she will start mentoring people
If she can
that
be
will
like
come
this-
after
And not
her.
that
As
she
a
don't
single
have
lady,
the money.
she'll be
You
worst
went to
in
church.
marriage.
She has the money,
You have
but
the money.
she
You
feels
just
she's
feel
entitled that
even
before
the
you will talk
offering
to
that
me,
you are to
show
give.
me, give me money,
Prove to me that you love.
pay
Give me
my
a sign.
offering so I can put my own in
With
my
offering
pocket.
too.
Offering.
You also start paying for her tithes and other things.
Offering.
Or in the church now. Now.
That
Since
was the height.
you need him to pay
It's you say it's the height of
offering
it.
for
gender.
you.
Your
No, this is not gender
It is your-
thing.
it is your
not, it is not
gender.
gender thing. See, let's
Rachel,
put
we are not putting sentiment. It is common about your gender.
so let's
Have
keep
you
this
seen a
aside.
man? Have you seen a man
This is
sing?
the upcoming
Generation.
generation we have now. You
We
can't
are
tell
not,
me
we
now.
are not,
Some of us
we
are
are not
well brought
disputing.
up.
We
We are
are
way
brought
beyond
up.
that.
Now,
We are
No,
well
wait,
brought up.
wait.
no,
We are
don't
not
put this.
disputing
Don't
the
bring
fact
this
Okay,
up.
let
that
me
a lot of
ask you
okay,
from
how
for the
often?
statistics,
How
how
often?
many women have you found with this type of
You
character?
it's everywhere now. What are you saying? Let's not even go there. It's everywhere. It's trending. It's
Well, let's use
No,
the
the
word
thing is,
some.
don't generalize it.
We're
That
not
is just what
generalizing.
No. It
We're
will be a
not
thing I
sin.
want
It
you
will
to
be a
know.
sin to
Yeah.
generalize.
We're not generalizing it, but we know it is common to the women gender. How many men will you come out there and you will see, give me,
All
give me,
right,
give me? It is. We see. We
It-
cannot
it's
paint
not that
it.
we
It
don't
is.
hear of it some too. We
We
don't
do.
hear
If
of
you are
it.
not, me, I
No, we
hear.
don't hear of the men's other side. We don't hear of
Asking
their
for
own.
but when it
some
comes
too.
when it comes to now when it comes to probably rape now or abuse, we all agree that it is the men's side. But then when it comes to entitlement mentality, we don't want to agree that it is the women. You have to strike the balance. Now take your own, let's take our own.
It's not a
That's
gender
what I
thing.
think.
Please, people should just stop it. Let's keep this aside. Yes. All right, we'll move on to another story on your own.
You are not proud of us. If it
Your-
was a man
your-
that came to say
your
that thing,
own.
I will bury my face in shame. If it was a man,
After watching this, what did I say? I
Okay,
said I bury
imagine-
I bury my face, my head in shame for her sake. For her sake. It doesn't mean okay, this is a gender thing. No, let's leave this aside. This is the upcoming the generation we have coming up to.
Well, my own ladies,
Well,
work for your money.
he said he
and
made
stop
them.
I
this
don't see
entitled
me. I like
Scripture said he made them what?
I love what
He
my
made them what?
one of my
Complete
uncle
it.
always
No,
Now
say.
you want
He
coach.
made them
You are the one that wants to coach.
Male.
And female.
So
I
that-
love what my
it-
uncle
it-
always say. He said, whatever you have is your own. Whatever anybody will give you is an additional. It's an addition to whatever you have. So just get this into your head. It is not a gender thing.
I know.
Okay, let's move on now to other stories.
Thank you so much interested.
I'm
in
very
this.
Don't mind
interested
him.
because we'll have to finish this conversation.
Finish well. We end it here. Okay, we're going.
Off the camera. No, I'm very disappointed because imagine.
Oh God! Can we just drop
Let me
this?
give this instance. Imagine a man married sitting down and saying, "Because I did not work, because I did not provide, because I didn't bring money, that is why she did not give me food. I slept and I woke up and she said she will not give me food because I did not bring money."
I know Rebecca
How-
won't do. I know Rebecca won't do this. Okay, my husband is not at home. My child is sick. I'll have to wait for him before
No,
he
you
comes.
don't
A woman will always
No,
be
you
the
don't
child.
understand what I'm saying. I'm saying, imagine a man that chooses to be an infidel, as the Bible describes him, a man that cannot provide.
Provide for
He
himself.
wakes up, he sleeps, he allows the woman go do the hustle, come back,
House
give him the
husband.
food, house husband, and then he comes online and sets his camera and say, "Can you imagine? I slept and I wake up, she went and she's not giving." Imagine I now come and I sit here and I see I will be ashamed because I know that it is a shameful
Some
thing.
don't. They are
But
there.
now,
It's
when
just
a
that we don't
when
see
a
them
woman-
out. Like
they
this one who
are.
is shameless
Now,
to
this is
come
just
out
one
and to the
man you're
public
talking
and
about. You can't
reveal.
use that scenario to generalize.
We-
Because we have
Yeah.
I'm not
thousands
doing that. I am
responsible
not
men
gen-
out
yes,
there.
I am.
So you
Also,
can't
we have
also
thousands responsible women.
yeah,
out
so
there.
that's
I
why
know,
we don't want
but
you to use this
Thank
scenario
you
to
for that.
generalize.
Okay, we
generalize.
have to withdraw.
Let's drop it. We'll finish it
Alright.
after.
We are not finishing it.
Discussion continues.
Okay, we'll move to other trending stories. We have this disturbing video we saw of a child being abused. Please let's watch the video. When we come back, we'll talk on it.
Nwa chọkwa obe eze. Nwa chọkwa obe ya ka nje bido ya bee.
Just watched a very disturbing video of an abuse on a child, an infant, and I would want to begin with my my colleagues in the studio. It's so bad that it's different. If I'm not trying to downplay the situation, but it would have been a different case if it was beaten. But it was clear in the video that the woman in question was holding a knife. So you now ask yourself, what was the attempt? Was it that the knife was probably heated and was probably supposed to? It looks as though it was a knife. I can't.
That's a
conf-
knife.
It's a knife.
It's a knife. It's as though it was heated and probably supposed to be placed. You know those knives that you have heated in a charcoal that you understand is now black
When it
and
has absorbed.
absorbed so much. It's as though she was wanting to place it on the body of the child. But now let me ask you, before we even delve into the video itself, why do we Nigerians and general as humans see making videos as the first instance in a very troubling incident? What can you say? Because it's obviously someone that was making this video, seeing this child going through this amount of pain, and you had the courage to still put your camera. You were not even saying on
Going
the
to the
background,
rescue.
even if you won't
Trying
go
to
to
do
the rescue,
anything.
can you say, leave him now? At least say
Make an
something.
attempt.
Make an attempt. What are you doing? Do you
It-
want
you
to
know-
kill
Let
her?
the person know
Yes,
someone is
that
watching.
someone
It is not
watching.
just the abuser that should be arrested in this case. You that is also doing the video. What if this child
Got killed.
got killed in the process before you were able to do anything? Why not go down and help the child out before you can do anything? We have because I was hearing voices before the man came down to rescue the child. We're hearing about two voices. We've seen scenarios, even where you will see somebody dying. The first thing you should do is carry your phone and start videoing.
We're in a generation where people want to make content with everything because they make money out of it.
But what is this thing with abuse? Not trying to, because recently last week, 2 weeks ago, there was this video of a very young boy, very small boy.
Teenager.
His
trended online.
entire body was full of bruises. Jesus.
The 10-year-old.
From his head to the sole of his feet, but the back was, when we saw the front, everyone was saying, hey, until they asked him to stand up and turn. And we knew that. And funny enough, the person that caused this abuse, a woman. This same abuse now we are also watching another woman. I want to ask, what is this thing with abuse and
women?
women?
Say it out.
Yes,
I've seen a scenario where
yeah.
couple, that the man and the wife
teamed up
teamed
together.
up together.
But we are looking at the recent incidents that have happened, and it's between a woman and a child. And
Now-
this one we have also watched is between another woman and another child. And I don't know, you are women, so can you please give us an understanding of
this recent
Chinemere,
the boy you are talking about. The woman has a husband, right?
He
I want
has.
to believe she has a husband.
Do you know?
I
And
want
he
to believe
sees
the
this.
husband is also aware of all that has been happening
No.
under
Do you
his
know?
roof.
Do you know why?
I'm sure he must have been looking at this boy,
No.
looking at the bruises.
Did you see
With-
the time she was
Can he
taken away?
claim he's not aware of
Did you
what
see
is
the time
happening?
she was taken to the hospital, to the police station?
Yes, I
to
watched
be
the
arrested.
video where she
And
was begging,
and she was
crying and
begging the
begging.
husband. The husband was dumbfounded.
Will you tell me that the husband will tell me that he
He
doesn't
can't
know?
say he doesn't know
Let me
anything
explain.
about
No,
it.
if it was, let me tell you something. With the position of that boy, if he was involved in it, believe me, he will be arrested alongside with his wife. He won't, because it was not just organizations, NGOs actually took the matter up.
You know,
personally.
abuse is not
Federal
only
gov-
by
Yeah.
the beating
No,
and what
no.
the maltreatment. How does she treat this child? And this man is
What
in the
I am
house.
trying
Doesn't
to
he
say-
see?
What I'm trying to say
Doesn't he
is,
see
You
what
know,
is happening in
silence
the
too.
house too?
Silence
I
too.
believe I'm not
The
trying-
same thing we
I'm
are
not
talking
trying
about
to-
these
I'm not
people
trying to
videoing
exonerate- I'm
this
not trying to
incident
exonerate the
happen.
man,
Mhm.
but with what I saw, even while she cleaved on to her husband, pleading, the husband removed her hand. He said, "Take her." I watched the video. He pulled his hand off the wife. He removed her hand and said, "He should take her." She was begging. He was just standing there. He was dumbfounded. No one
Can we
was
say
even.
sometimes? Can we say this is
well-
a case where maybe she has the voice in the house? We have homes like that. Yes,
And-
voice in the house that the man doesn't have a
And now we
say.
watched another video.
He also
where
has been
an
looking for
abuse-
this.
And abuse is also happening. And it was still, I believe, the voice I heard over the video, I might be wrong, but happened to be the voice of another woman. The only time I saw a man walked in was when he came in
To rescue.
the baby. So I want to ask why. I don't know. Is it that I don't understand? Because just imagine, if not that the man had come to make this woman stand up, and first of all, you observe he took the knife from her and stood her up.
Sometimes
But
you really
why-
want to finish this.
To be honest with you, I don't think it's just about
the gender. It's
It's
not.
not really about the gender.
It's
Because
not.
there are men who commit even more
crimes, yeah.
more grievous crimes that women.
But what can you say
commit.
generally about abuse? Well, like, why would you want to see it? Yes, I understand that sometimes children can be extreme. They can be very annoying.
There are
They can
ways
be
you can
very
punish them.
stubborn.
There are
Even
ways
your
you
why
own
can
should
child
punish them,
that
but
you
not
give birth to,
this
there are
to the extreme.
sometimes they behave out of the way.
Mhm.
They can easily get you pissed off and angry. But the Bible said something that foolishness lies in the bosom of a child. It's normal for a child to behave foolish. Now it takes the rod of correction. And when we are talking about correction, it doesn't necessarily have to be cane. It doesn't necessarily have to be flogging. There are times where you need to sit the child down and talk sense into him because they are growing. There are some things they might not understand now. Just give them a matter of time. With time, they will understand. So what I see is lack of patience and lack of compassion.
And this
The
child
risk-
might not
yes,
be
in
her
most
own.
cases you
Might
find out
not be
that
her
it's
own.
not their biological children. So why will you take someone's child if you know that you're not ready to take care of it? If you know you cannot be patient with another person's child, why bring him on
Why
that?
don't we see this thing as also an issue with parents? Probably also giving birth to children they can't take care
That
of.
is like a two sides of a
It's
coin.
two sides of a coin.
That's on one
How
hand.
do you give birth to a child and then you do you can
Someone said some children needs intense flogging before they can listen to you.
that was a knife we saw.
We see cases of using pressing iron. When you're ironing clothes, you know how
you know
when
you just reminded me of
pressing
another
iron.
one. A woman used pressing iron
iron.
on a child.
Like that boy you were talking about, that 10-year-old.
Why?
When I was going through, they said it was
That is
candle,
callous, heartless.
candle wax or leather put in a fire.
And she was
Because if you
dropping
notice, the bruises were all
Yes,
over his
yeah.
body. That she was using leather. So as the drops from the leather,
Yeah.
as it's falling, candle
The
can
same
do
thing
what?
bandits
That's
are doing
how
for kidnapped victims are the same thing someone is also doing.
And
I
you
have
as
seen,
a
I
human
know,
being, you
I've
be
seen,
what you will be doing this, and you'll be watching this person in pains,
as you are
and you
doing
will
it,
go
what
ahead
goes
and
through
be
your
doing
mind
that.
as you are even doing it? What
This
is
the
going
word
on
is a
in your
better
mind
place
as you are
to
doing it? It's really
Do
troubling.
you know what Somto just whispered to me?
No, I didn't.
He said the world will be a better place without us.
You think
After
so?
now, just stay in the studio because you don't know what is out there waiting
Let
for
me
you.
tell you.
You
Let's
don't know
not
what
talk
is
about
out
the
there
world.
waiting.
ACNN here will never be sweet without us.
and
Just don't go out of this
We
studio,
actually make
Somto,
your
because
day.
a lot
You won't
is
be
waiting
here
for you
without
outside.
us.
and just a way of appeal to why we went on break. I was accosted by
And you get more of that
I was
after now.
accosted
Just
by
hold it.
our female workers, and that
Remember what
they
the
said I
Ross,
should not
please, you
come out
can
of
call
the video.
in to share
So
your
should
thoughts on these topics we are discussing today.
So just like we said earlier, it's not really about the woman thing. It's the
No.
state of the heart. If you are wicked, you are wicked. It's not really about a gender thing. We have wicked men, we have
Yeah.
wicked women. We have compassionate, loving women. I'm telling you, when you talk about compassion, is an epitome of a woman. Women are known for love. Women are known for compassion.
You
That
will
is
not,
just
you won't
the
say
truth about
anything,
it.
no.
So don't just look at one side or just one scenario and try to generalize and make it look as if wickedness lies in the bosom of women. No.
Sorry.
God will
Okay,
help us.
let's move to other stories. It's like Somto is just he doesn't know what
No,
is
I'm
out
glad
there
now they
for
said,
him.
Now they said
Yeah.
women are love, women are compassion. You didn't say
Yes.
anything.
Okay,
you
now
just
we are
nodding
talking
your
about the women, right? Let's go to the men aspect. We have
Okay.
here Nigeria is wasting billions of dollars on insecurity because of people like Ali Modu
Modu
Sharif.
Sharif.
What is he?
It's a man.
He's a man.
Maybe it was a woman
Sha-
that said you should sell a car.
This is coming from Hajia Naja'atu Mohammed. Please let's watch this video.
Responsibility of the political elite by cashing in on this poverty. We all know what started Boko Haram. Everybody knows. It was started in Borno by the then Borno governor, Ali Sharif. He's still roaming the streets freely. Yes. When Yusuf was caught alive, who created it? The ECOMOG. Who created the ECOMOG? We have to look at the root cause in order to find a solution. The root cause of that problem, as we know it today, is Ali Sharif. He used them for his own political machinery. He armed them as his political thugs. He even made one of them a commissioner, but they became too powerful. And they had no option but to try an elimination, which was not possible and which we are all paying for. The military came in and they cashed in. And they have turned the Northeast into a cash cow. Military jumbo budgets, unaccounted for. I remember Jonathan was spending 2 billion naira every day on security. But there was no security. Hundreds and thousands of our people were slaughtered. And we also know that the army, more than anything else in Borno and Yobe, have contributed and enforced this so-called terrorism. Terrorism has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is not only national. The irresponsibility of the political elite by cashing in on this poverty. We all know what started Boko Haram. Everybody knows. It was started in Borno by the then Borno governor, Ali Sharif. He's still roaming the streets freely. Yes. When Yusuf was caught alive, who created it? The ECOMOG. Who created the ECOMOG? We have to look at the root cause in order to find a solution. The root cause of that problem, as we know it today, is Ali Sharif. He used them for his own political machinery. He armed them as his political thugs. He even made one of them a commissioner, but they became too powerful. And they had no option but to try an elimination, which was not possible and which we are all paying for. The military came in and they cashed in, and they have turned the Northeast into a cash cow. Military jumbo budgets, unaccounted for. I remember Jonathan was spending 2 billion naira every day on security, but there was no security. Hundreds and thousands of our people were slaughtered. And we also know that the army, more than anything else in Borno and Yobe, have contributed and enforced this so-called terrorism. Terrorism has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Okay, terrorism has become a multi-billion naira industry. Like I know we were talking about this, Rebecca, before we started the program. It is now a lucrative business that people want to join into it and also cash out from from this means. Hajia Najatu Mohammed is a Nigerian politician. She's an activist, an outspoken public commentator from Kano State. She has been active in Nigeria politics and civil society for several decades and is known for her strong views on governance, democracy, women's participation, and politics and national security. So you could see why she was able to say whatever she's saying now. She's a vocal person and someone who is reckoned with, someone who doesn't fear what will come after her when she said what she said. She was saying Ali Modu Sharif, that is the former governor of Borno State, knows whatever. He is part of the people that started this Boko Haram. And we hear of stories before now that yes, he has a hand. We hear of so many people too who are involved in it. But nobody has pointed out or said, okay, this person has been arrested. He's part of the sponsors or not. And one other issue is this has been a lucrative business. People are cashing out real time. We can see the bandits displaying the monies they've made from kidnapping and the ransom being paid at the end of the day. So my own is, with all she said, are we going to allow this just die down without doing anything about it? Rebecca.
Well, you know, when people like this, these are descending voices, people who speak, and when they speak, what they say carries weight. They don't just speak out of emotions, they speak with facts. Because for her to come out and speak mentioning names means
You
there's
know,
something
she
she
knows.
knows. She can't just come and defame someone's character
Character.
on air like that without having facts. But my problem is with this country is that even when things like this are being said, you find out that the agencies that are supposed to follow up on this issue tend to be silent. They will keep quiet because somehow, remember what she said, even the military are cashing out.
They're cashing out big time.
So it has become a is it million now?
Billion.
Multi-billion. She said Jonathan was paying how much? She said 2 billion on a daily basis.
Some want to differ on that.
on
Okay,
a
okay, hold your
daily-
thoughts, please. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you all.
Please go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes, good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Yes, so Mr. Felix from Gabon.
Okay,
Yes,
go ahead, sir.
yes, I want to contribute. Yes, I want to contribute about the video the people present about that woman that was beating the child.
Go ahead,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Oh, so because the video I was the bitter shock. The level of wickedness that going on in Nigeria, it was very very bad. But I can remember some weeks ago about a woman that beat a small child in Anambra State. The 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 level of wickedness that going on in Nigeria now. I wonder. I was thinking about all these kidnappers, terrorists, the level of wickedness some of our women had. They are more than terrorists. They have more bitter hearts than more than terrorists. How a woman can use a knife, beating a child, just what the level of the offense the child committed that would lead her to beat a child with a knife. Huh?
Very bad.
The thing was, I was so bitter. I was very very bitter. Huh? It was very very bad. I think may God help us in this country. Oh.
Amen.
May
Amen.
God help us.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
Thank you.
He said, "Oh, geez, it's more than." I like seriously, someone who
I
can
know,
hold a
I know
knife.
something has a
Yeah,
seconder. Somebody
yeah.
has
He
seconded
said
the motion.
women are very wicked, and
And that's not
it's
what I
not a
said
Niger
though.
it's not a Nigerian a factor thing. Yeah, it's not just in Nigeria. Abusing of a child is it's a
A
general
global
it's a
issue.
Yeah,
global
but I think
issue,
it's very
but
common in
in
Africa
Africa, but not just
because
in
if you try
Some
Nigeria.
of our
it,
laws
if you
here.
try it over there,
Mm,
you would hear incident of people saying that your child of 15 years can call the police on you.
yeah.
You hear things like that. So they are very, very hard on abuse over there, unlike Africa. And that is why most times you see that we tend to raise more um, responsible people in the society than over there. But now it's now moving to the extreme. You understand? But I think we're discussing
Yes, your
about
thought on
your thought on
Okay,
the
yes.
yes.
Back
from
to the issue of
Hajiana to
Najat to
Mohammed. Yes,
yes.
yes.
So, like I was saying earlier, she made a statement and she said, um, during the Goodluck Jonathan regime, he was paying as huge as 2 billion naira
I don't.
on
I would want to defer on, but go on. Two
insecurity
billion is quite
on
high.
a daily basis. That is
That
on the
was
high. So you can imagine how
2015.
much
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can. And she said these funds are being released and they are unaccounted for.
Mm.
That means how the funds are being disbursed. There's no account. That means there are
It's not
people
been
who are
accounted
who
for.
are benefiting. They are
From it.
doing daily cash outs from this issue of insecurity. It's really a serious matter of concern. I pray from what you said that maybe the agencies that are responsible should take up these issues and investigate, because this issue of insecurity has tarried for too long. And just like you said earlier, even the bandits, see the way they are displaying cash on the internet, on TikTok, they are everywhere on the social media. They are so open and they are advertising their trade to people who might be interested. And you know you are moved by what you see. As they put these things on the social media, people are watching it. And there are people who can do anything to get anything. They won't mind joining so that they can also cash out from it. So it's really
Yeah.
a matter.
My thought on this matter is right from the onset and from the beginning of this, we already have a mental picture that the government is has a hand in this. It's been established already. The late General Sani Abacha said for any insurgents that last over 24 hours, then the hands of the government is in it. Because tell me, how is it that these guys keep overpowering the military? Tell me how it is they're always laying ambush. Why is it that our military cannot go for any rescue mission? The first alternative to any kidnap is negotiation and payment of ransom. We have seen cases where ransoms are being paid for the release of people, by the government. So it's a very, very, very sad incident. And the fact that she went ahead to mention him, just as you said, gives the fact that she has her facts. She knows what she's saying. But we have a lot of them that are moving freely. Some of them are even in government. Some are politicians. Some are holding offices. But yet, we have not gotten to that point where we have selfless leaders. You don't keep, just as she said, a whole lot have been ventured into this thing called insecurity. But at the end of the day, it's as if it is getting and becoming worse. And what they can use to appreciate us is to still integrate them back into the society. After telling us that you have rehabilitated them, they have repented, they sow an oath, and then you pay them salaries, because if you don't give them anything to do, they would find their way back. Very, very, I sometimes I tend to wonder how these people see us. I was very surprised the day I saw the defense minister on Arise TV saying that the reason why these guys cannot be tried is because they surrendered willingly. And the amnesty law said that anyone that surrenders is armed willingly, you can't persecute that person because they surrendered. And I ask myself, how did they surrender? Where they encountered the military, and then they said, oh, we will not do again. Meanwhile, the military keep telling us how much they have been ambushed, how much they keep overpowering them. So where do you see them? These are the people that we are called.
In fact, we have more willingly.
How did you see them to surrender? These are people that, this is what, yes.
Question we need to
These
ask.
are people that in most cases they were caught and brought for trial. But rather than trying them, you go to rehabilitate them and tell us that the amnesty law says, international law, criminal law says. I really don't understand, because the US will not try that with you. If you try it, you on their soil, you perpetrate an attack that cost the life of any US citizen, and then you tell me you surrender because you must face the consequences of what you have done. And so I really hope that the truth is out there. It's out there. She is bold enough to say it, and I give it kudos to her, because for a woman that happened to be an activist and to speak this bold, knowing fully well that she has incurred the wrath of a lot of people, is really commendable. I wonder where others, I wish she can actually have others that would stand by her, people that would also lend out their voice and keep speaking, rather than making it look as though it is one man's battle. Kudos to her for such boldness. It shouldn't end there. Kudos to her.
Something should be done about it. Go look for those involved. The names she mentioned, go after them. But
no, it's those that make videos about the government that they go after, not those that are saying the truth. She is really, really bold to come on national television and mention names. Mention names is really bold of her. I feel like, okay, where are the others? Where are the men? Where are the other women that could lend their voices together to see that we're here?
So this is she's a woman.
So many people.
That's what I just said.
Yes,
I said I'm proud.
I just want to emphasize it.
Yes, I said for a woman to be this bold. I haven't seen any man this bold during this administration coming out to come and speak. But I've seen countless women that are as bold as this.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. At least sometimes
really,
saying something.
No, when we see good, when we see the good.
The recent dissenting voices like this, people who have been speaking against the government have really been attacked.
Yeah,
Talking
true.
about the likes of Suri, what has transpired lately.
She coming out sometimes, she must have her backing. She knows.
Yes,
she knows her standing. Yes,
if she doesn't
the
have
likes
her
of
backing,
me will just come out and.
Even if she doesn't have her backing, I believe I've encountered women that are this
who are
bold.
Okay, we have a caller.
There are people that are bold.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. You're welcome to the program.
I want to contribute about the issue of the child abuse.
Please go ahead.
The reason why is the women that are doing the worst on children is because the women are the first. Adam was Eve was the only person that met with Satan face to face and had a discussion with Satan face to face. And then, according to Peter Doche, and then what that is, she came out and told us that Satan told her only to chop the forbidden fruit, that she will not die. And other things they discussed, she did not expose it to us. So that's why they have the heart of Satan.
Jesus.
Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Donald.
Thank you very much.
This is so wow.
This is an attack on womanhood.
This is
No,
wow.
I feel he's entitled to his
can't
opinion.
even control
No,
himself.
he's entitled to his opinion. We are not simply ruling out that there are not good women out there.
Like, this is
Wait.
too much to handle
That
this
was
morning.
quite raw, but just like you said, he's entitled.
He's entitled to
He
his
said
own
she's the
opinion.
only one who had a face-to-face
And
She
contact.
was the
we
one that spoke
don't
with
some
know
of the
what
things-
said. She
Some
didn't
of the
divulge.
things they
She
discussed.
don't divulge it
but
to us.
she was the one that spoke with the serpent.
So please, over to you. Take us to the next segment.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Donald, for that wonderful contribution. And so right now we'll be taking a look at our message for today, and this is coming from the Venerable Barrister Babatunde Onyeshina. Please stay tuned with us and be blessed as you listen.
Of the Apostles, chapter 13 and verse 2. As they ministered to the Lord and fasted, the Holy Spirit said, "Now separate to me Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I have called them." Because you have left your house, you have left your diocese, you have left your state, and you have come to Difcon. You have been separated. And for every separation, there is always an encounter. Anytime God calls for a separation, then it means he is about to do something uncommon. Did somebody hear what I said now? And this week, the Lord is saying, someone, be separated unto me for the work I want to do in your life. A call for separation is a call for divine encounter. Key to an encounter is a separation. When God wanted to encounter Abraham, he asked him to leave his father's house. Genesis chapter 12 verse 1, separation. God doesn't encounter any man. God doesn't encounter any woman that has not been separated. The journey of encounter of Abraham started when God said, leave your father's house, leave your kindred, leave your culture. Separation. God permitted the sales of Joseph to encounter him. When God encountered Moses, he allowed the bush to be burning, but the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, let me step aside to take a look. And when he stepped aside to take a look, God encountered him. And that made me to understand that for every separation, there is always an encounter. Show me a man that will be separated, and I will show you a man that will be encountered full. In chapter 21, the Bible says, and the Lord visited Sarah as he has said. And the Lord visited Sarah as he has promised. No word of God falls to the ground. The Bible says, I am the Lord your God that give you the power to make wealth. In John chapter 1 verse 12, the Bible says, to them that believe him, he gave them the power. Until you encounter divine power, there there is no other mountain you can encounter. Whatever God has put in your hand is not an ordinary thing. Whatever Moses thought what was in his hand was an ordinary rod. He never knew that it was a rod with a difference. David understood that the stone in his hand was not an ordinary stone. And when the stone left, what does the Bible say? At the mention of the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. What hit Goliath was not an ordinary stone, but a stone that has been empowered. I don't know the work of your hand. That work is empowered. Your marriage is empowered. Your health is empowered. Because we have come to the altar of empowerment.
That was a very powerful ministration by the Venerable Barrister Babatunde Onyeshina. And then we come to Mrs. Rebecca because she seems to be quite touched and it's ministered to her in this short while. I'm not saying I wasn't blessed, but I would want to hear your thoughts on this.
That was a powerful message, a call for separation. I think the minister made reference to Abraham when God called him
Out.
asked him to leave his father's house to
The
the
land
place
where
where
he
he
will
would
show
show him.
him.
Abraham's obedience in leaving, even when he didn't know where he was going. But it was like a blessing in disguise because he left not knowing where he was going to, but he obeyed. And then he also made reference to Joseph. Though his brothers sold him out into slavery, but that was a strategy God used to separate him because his greatness lies in that separation. So you can imagine if Abraham didn't obey and leave. So many things we read about Abraham today, we read he's a father of faith, he's this, he's that. We call ourselves heirs of Abraham, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. We join our faith with Abraham. We are joined heirs with Abraham. Blah blah. Abraham blesses our mind. We sing these songs every day. Imagine if he didn't obey and leave. So many a times God is calling us to separate. Sometimes the separation might not necessarily mean physical separation, like the case of Abraham where he had to leave where he is to another place. Sometimes you can still be in a place, but you are separated. Mm-hmm. Your character is different. Your way of life is different. You are still within that system. God might still allow you to be within that particular system, but then there's a separation, and he's separating you so that what? You will be a light to others.
Separates me for Barnabas from.
Mm-hmm. That's another looking at it from another angle. So a call for separation is for every believer, is for every child of God. At one point in time or the other, you will hear God telling you to separate. There should always be a point where you have to separate. The systems of this world, the things that are happening in this world, and the trends of things. There's this temptation to always want to, move with the trends of events, and you want to belong. You want to do like others are doing. You want to feel among. But severally, you hear God calling you for a separation.
And there are times there are things we need to separate ourselves from if we really want to get to that point where God wants us to be. But like you said, with the trends going on in the country, so many things overwhelming and stuffs like that, you tend to be more caught up in those things. But when you realize this fact and you separate yourself, allowing God to handle it, allow God to take all of it and just give him your best. You don't know where he has for you, where he's taking you to.
It's not easy to separate.
It
isn't actually not.
It takes
because
the grace
sometimes
of
you'll
God.
be called names. Mm-hmm. You'll be seen an
See
old fashion.
the likes of Abraham in our time. I don't know if there is anybody
that will
want to. We have few of them, but not everybody has that grace on him. Leave whatever you have just go to that place.
And you don't even know
You
where
don't
you're
even
going.
know.
You're just
Not that you
moving
know, okay, I
like an
have this
aimless
mindset.
person.
I know how to accommodate myself, how to acclimatize myself with that environment I'm going to. So many things will be going on into your head. But he left. He let God just do his thing. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're taking me to, whatever you have there for me, I will go with you.
Alright, that's been beautiful so far. So I would let you anchor the next segment.
All right, and up next is our weather forecast for the day. Stay with us.
Good day and welcome to your global weather update for Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. We're tracking significant weather shifts across several continents today. In North Africa, the summer heat continues to build. Most regions will remain dry and sunny, with temperatures staying well above the seasonal average from Libya to Algeria. Tropical weather remains very active across West and Central Africa. Frequent thunderstorms and heavy rain showers are forecast for the coastal and inland regions throughout the day. East Africa will see scattered clouds with a chance of light showers. Meanwhile, Southern Africa continues to experience stable, clear winter weather with cool nights and mild days. Southern Europe remains a hotspot for summer sunshine. Clear skies and warm Mediterranean breezes will dominate the weather across Italy, Spain, and the Greek islands. Northern and Western Europe will see more varied conditions. A series of frontal systems are bringing increased cloud cover and intermittent rain to the UK, France, and Scandinavia. The South Asian monsoon is producing significant rainfall today. Heavy downpours are expected across much of India and the surrounding regions, with a high chance of localized flooding. Southeast Asia will be humid with scattered afternoon storms, while East Asia sees a mix of cloud and sun as high pressure begins to build over the region. North America's weather is a mix of summer conditions. While the South remains hot and humid, the Midwest and East Coast should be alert for scattered evening thunderstorms. In South America, the tropical North continues to see consistent daily rainfall. Further south, the winter pattern holds firm with cool, stable conditions across the southern cone. Focusing on Nigeria, the southern states are in the middle of a significant rainy spell. Expect heavy rain and occasional thunderstorms from Lagos to the Niger Delta. The central states will also see active weather today. Afternoon thunderstorms are likely across the FCT and surrounding regions, potentially bringing intense bursts of rain. Northern Nigeria remains the warmest and driest part of the country. Hazy, partly cloudy skies will be the main feature, with only a small chance of isolated showers. That concludes our global weather briefing for this Thursday. We hope this information helps you navigate your day safely and efficiently. Thank you for joining us at ACNN. Have a productive and safe Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow for more weather insights. Good.
All right, that was the Bible reading for the day in Pidgin, Romans chapter 9, from verse 1 to 13. As we go wrap it up for the day, Rebecca, any last word from you?
Well, talking about the issue of child molestation, child abuse, please, I want to beg gender, especially because we can see that so many references have been made to us. Please, a woman is known for love. A woman is known for compassion. Please don't abuse a child under your custody. God is giving you a trust, and you're going to account for it. For every life God brings under your roof, under your care, you are going to account for it. So
Yes.
please, let's say no to child abuse and report one when you see it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah,
So,
just going to still lend my voice to Rebecca's
Stop
voice.
lending your voice to my own. Say your own.
don't
To
lend your voice to her.
lending my
Because I
voice.
saw you dancing where you said the emphasis has been on her gender. Okay,
I'm just lending my voice to what she said to
say
her
what you have to
gender,
say, Sha.
and also to encourage us. We still have 3 days to go before the close of the registration. We've seen the incidents that are befalling our nation, and the only power you would have is your PVC, not the social media votes. You would have to go register, get your power, and so we can vote the right government, put an end to insecurity, put an end to hardship, put an end to whatever it is that is befalling our great nation, because Nigeria can be great again. And peradventure, you don't see me on set tomorrow, please. The anchor, Rachel, should be
You need
held
to,
responsible
like,
because they are
seriously,
cooking up
Santo.
something against me. Thank you. That's my last one.
Thank you, thank you, Santo. Thank you, Rebecca, for piloting this ship with me this Tuesday morning. Like Rebecca and Somto said, on the child abuse case we just watched this morning. Please, if you see something, unlike those who were that were videoing the incident and didn't do anything about it, please, if you see anything, if you hear anything, report to the necessary authority. And still on the insecurity, we have our loved ones, those the Oyo teachers and students still in the kidnappers den in Kaduna State, in Borno State, and the likes of them. We sincerely plead with the government of the day to do something. These children are there without shelter. We don't know the kind of trouble, kind of trauma they are facing out there. Please, something should be done, and very fast. 20 to 27 is around the corner. This shouldn't just be abandoned, left aside, and face just the elections. And we hope for their safe and unhurt release. And this is how we end the show this Tuesday morning, the 7th of July 2026. Thank you for giving us your time, and thank you for the callers, those who commented on the show. Thank you. Let's do this same time, same station tomorrow, same time. I am Richard. Bye for now.